Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In today's Brother ScanNCut tips and tricks tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make 3 different types of tags. Here are 2 of the types of tags we'll be making, and the 3rd type you have to watch for because it is very special. In fact, this episode is very, very special to me. And I wanted to come up with something for beginning users, which will be using the patterns that are built into your machine, and for some intermediate users, which involves a feature called background scanning. And I wanted to come up with something to help my users that watch me all the time and think they have seen it all. They've seen all of my tutorials. There isn't anything that I could possibly show them that they haven't seen already. And that is what I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to be showing you how to make a special kind of tag, which I'm calling my Washi Tape tag, or my tape tag. And that's going to be coming up. But first, I am very proud as a peacock right now. And I'm so proud as a peacock that I'm giving out the Royal Peacock Stamp Set to my next customer. Why is that? It is because I have reached the biggest milestone of all in my YouTube history, and that is I have reached 15,000 subscribers. I am so humbled. I'm so grateful to all of you for watching my channel, for sharing my channel, or sharing my videos, I should say, for liking and engaging in my videos, because I couldn't have got here without my viewers. So proud as a peacock. Anyone who joins my team, and you have to be in America, I'm sorry, all of my giveaways are always just in America because I'm a US demonstrator for Stampin Up. This is a Stampin Up Stamp Set. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside, very detailed. $21 retail value. I'm paying the shipping. I'm giving you a brand new stamp set. Boy, you can't see that, can you? Let's put it on a white background, shall we? Here you go. These are very, very detailed stamps. So after the new year, I plan on showing how to do many projects with this set. So I'm just introducing it now, the Royal Peacock. It is in our annual catalog. So this is called a Photopolymer Stamp Set. So anyway, back to how you get this. The first person who is my customer, meaning you shop at my Stampin' Up store, or you join my team, my Stampin' Up team, or you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Any of those 3 things make you my customer. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer, old customer, you can win this stamp set. And if I haven't got a chance to announce who won the stamp set and you've placed an order as well, and I haven't announced it on my page yet, I'll be giving away more than one of these stamp sets. All right, so now, for the beginning user, and I hope you stick with me no matter what kind of Brother ScanNCut user you are. You can do this with absolutely any model of Scan and Cut. I get asked this all the time. You can do what I'm showing you with any model of Scan and Cut. Okay, I am happy to be using the SDX 125 model. So the first type of tag I'm going to show you how to make is just this plain glittery tag. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to cut out a plain tag. We're going to go and we're going to take it's called Red, oh boy, what is the name of this? Red Glimmer Paper or Red Shimmer Paper. I will have all the materials I'm using from my Stampin' Up catalog. I'm going to have all the materials listed in the description. So let's just call it Red Shimmer Paper for now, since I don't know if it's called Glimmer or Shimmer. It has lots of glitter in it. We're going to go to Pattern. And we're going to go here to this second one, which is, these are like your clip art. These are the built-in patterns. So I get asked a lot as well. In fact, let me zoom into this so you can see better. I get asked, why aren't these in Canvas Workspace? Every model of machine, well, there's only really 2 basic models. You have the CM models and you have the SDX models. But you have lots of different model numbers between based on what country you live in, what region of the world. They come preloaded with different graphics, different patterns. Okay, so my machine, and pretty much all the machines that I have, this is my 3rd machine. Not the 3rd style I've used, but the 3rd one I've owned. I've used a lot more than that. Okay, they come preloaded. So yours came preloaded with these, but you have maybe more or less than I have. Okay, so no matter what, you're going to go to the second one, which I'm calling the clip art, or these little graphics. And in here you have all these categories. So today, in this video, I'm going to be using the tags. Later on, I'll be using this little snowflake too, because we're gonna embellish this tag. But we're starting out with a very basic tag. We're gonna just take this one, and we're gonna select. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna select this tag, the second tag. So AR-K002. And we're just gonna set it on the mat, the size it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to make 3 of them. Okay, we'll go ahead and make 3 right now. And we'll just make them all the same size. And let me turn something off for a second so you don't see that. Okay, so now we have 3 tags. Zooming in, see the 3 tags, they're big. We're gonna resize them, 3 different sizes. They're gonna be similar in size, but let's just say we're gonna resize them because I'm gonna cut them out in 3 different sizes based on, right now, we're gonna cut plain ones because we're doing something basic. But later, we're gonna need those sizes when we cut out the snowman. So let's just do this. We're gonna go to the first one, and we are going to go into the edit. So I'm selecting the first of the 3 tags. Let's make sure, I might have to zoom in some more, there we go. And I'm gonna select the first of the 3 tags, say edit, object edit, resize. Okay, you have also edit on your screen no matter what model you're using. I have lots of different tutorials on how to edit with the CM350, but I'm using the SDX. But either way, you can resize any of these. So we're gonna say 2, this one is 2.6 inches high. That's how big the first tag's gonna be. Okay, it doesn't matter really. You can follow along with whichever materials you have and make these tags any size you want based on the gifts that you'll be giving. The second tag, I'm gonna go and resize to 2.75. Notice when I resize and I hold my stylus on the height, the numbers change very fast if you hold your stylus down. Or you can change them very slow by tap, tap, tap. Okay, the next one's 2.75. And the third one's gonna be 2.85. Okay, so these are just this one's gonna be slightly bigger. I'm gonna put them up here kind of near the corner. I never cut too close to the edge, but let's put them kind of up there, it doesn't matter. And the third one is going to be 2.85. 2.85. I will have all of these measurements in the description of this video, and I know some of you watch the videos on the television and you can't see the description now, but I'm sure when you get to a mobile device later or a iPad or let's say a laptop, you'll be able to see the description. So hang in there or just email me and I can send you all the descriptions of what I did. All right, actually they'll be on my blog. That's even easier to see, thepaperedchef.com. I always put the descriptions on my blog as well. We have 3 tags, we have 3 different size tags, we say okay. We're gonna say okay again, we say okay again, and we're gonna select cut. I'm gonna just cut, I'm using auto blade technology. It will just take a minute. We're just gonna go ahead and cut through the glitter paper. I also raised my scanning lever to 2 because although I'm using auto blade technology and the paper's very thick, it still needed the scanner lever to be at 2 because this is very thick paper. And it's also doing what's called a 2-pass cut, or it's cutting twice sometimes when it gets to really using thick paper. And that just has to do with when it feels, the auto blade feels the paper's very thick, it goes through the paper twice. If you're using a CM350 right now, or a CM model, you could probably get away with a blade depth of like 6 or 7 for glitter paper. This is much thicker than Stampin' Up cardstock. It's pretty thick. So you could get away with a blade depth, because Stampin' Up cardstock I usually use a blade depth of 5, but you know, in the case of glitter paper, blade depth of 6 or 7. You do not need a deep cut blade to cut glitter paper. Glimmer paper. I think it's called glimmer paper. All right, so let's see how it's done, and so far, so good. Let's say okay, and I'm going to show you what that auto blade looks like because I need to open it, and I'm also going to be showing you some other things about the mat. So now, I'm going to do what's called unloading the mat using this button here. Okay, I'm unloading the mat. Make sure I zoom out so you can see. Sorry, unloaded the mat with this button. Now, show you what's going on. So I'm going to pull this paper, off the mat, and see it's pretty thick. So this is my glimmery paper. We'll put that here. Let's put that somewhere. And then when you want to remove your tags, it's good to use a spatula. Okay, here's a spatula that comes with your Scan and Cut, and so we'll just use a spatula. What I really like about this paper is that it's white on the other side, so you could write to and from on this side. It's smooth, it's white. But on this side, it's all this glitter. Now, glitter has fallen out. Now, you're going to know now why I don't ever cut glitter side down. Because if I do, glitter will be sticking all over my mat. In fact, I'm using a different mat right now for the glitter paper, glimmer paper, than I would for just cutting other paper, because glitter does still get all over my mat. Okay, and it does make it less sticky. So I'm just going to put this mat aside. We'll use a different mat now. And now I can show you how to load the mat as well, or how I would load the paper onto the mat. So now we're going to talk about I'm going to show you the auto blade, show you a couple more things. So I was using auto blade technology, meaning I didn't have to set my blade depth. The blade automatically knew. Whenever I cut glitter paper, I've actually done a video on sharpening your Scan and Cut blade, and I've done a video on, taking care of your blade. But I just need to tell you that inside here is some glitter, I'm sure. So I'm going to blow this out, or use a little Q-tip to get that glitter. I just blew it out. In fact, pound it out, blow it out. Okay, you have to get the glitter out of your blade holder, whatever kind of Scan and Cut you're using, before you go on. And here's some glitter. Look at all the glitter stuck on the blade. You can see it. See the glitter? You have to clean your blade. So you take a little ball of foil. Let's see if I have one. I might as well show you this tip and trick too while we're at it, because the way you can clean your blade is just by sharpening your blade. When I sharpen my blade with a ball of foil, so let's put the foil down, because you don't want to hold it in your hand when you sharpen. Let's put the foil down, and we're going to poke the blade. Let's just take the blade out of the holder. How about that? Take it out so I can hold on to it really well. Now, by cleaning it, or by sharpening it, I should say, you're also cleaning the glitter off. So by sharpening it in the foil, which I'm doing now, you're also getting that glitter off of the blade, which I did. And you're also, by opening up your blade holder, you are getting rid of the glitter that got stuck in your blade holder. So do this whenever you cut glitter paper. Okay, let's put this back in. Now put it back together. Of course, stick this, it's magnetic in there, so just tap it in there. Very sharp, be careful, okay? And then just screw it together, screw it back together. All right, so now we are done part one. You have learned how to cut out tags using a built-in pattern. You have learned how to edit the built-in pattern to resize it to the tag size you want, and how to move around the tags onto the screen to cut them out on the different paper. So now let's pull this machine away. Put my little ball of foil away, and I want to just show you a couple things that I just talked about. So we talked about, I'm going to tilt this down for a minute. Okay, I talked about, because I was cutting really thick paper, it required me to raise the lever. So I wanted to show you that. I had to go from lever 1 to lever 2. That just moved the scanning plate away from my cardstock. Now I'm going to take another mat that I'm dedicating to just my designer series paper. Kind of dirty, the bottom of a SDX mat has this hole in it, and you can only load it from one direction, unfortunately, whereas the older models you can load the mat from different directions. Okay, so let's tilt the camera down so you can see. Now I'm going to use the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. The Let It Snow Designer Series paper is part of our 2019 holiday catalog. If you like this paper, I absolutely love this paper. If you like it, and look at the little glitter in it and everything, and I've been using it, I probably have 10, 12 videos on my playlist about this Let It Snow Sweet. If you like this, get it before January 2nd, because it's going to be gone, I'm pretty sure. I mean, not positive, I'm pretty sure that all of our stuff that we really like, except for some things, are coming back, next year, but this is not one of those, I'm pretty sure. It's just going to be gone. And I know, because the one I really loved last year, it was called, by the way, that's how I just put that on my mat, just so you know. And I have a brayer. I have this brayer. Let me zoom out so you can see. So I put that on the mat and I stuck it on, but I'm also going to use my brayer to roll it to help stick my paper on there. So anyway, you like this paper, get it now, because there was this paper called Santa's Workshop last year, and boy did I regret not getting more of that paper, because I could have really used it this year for craft fairs. It was just super, super cute. So now I'm turning my machine around. I lowered the lever to number 1. I'm going to just show you this part now. I'm going to put when I load my mat, and you saw the load mat button, I put my hand here. I don't put my hand here next to the rollers, I put my hand here. Okay, so I'm going to load the mat. All right, so I hope your wheels are spinning. No matter what materials you have, you could have just done what I've done, but you could have just cut out tags and you'd have some cool Christmas tags to use. Okay, but if you have this paper or some cute pattern paper, you can make tags even cuter with designs on them that are perfectly centered. How do we accomplish that with the Scan and Cut? Okay, we accomplish that by using what's called the background scanning feature. Okay, so you can use the background scanning feature. Let me tilt my camera. Anytime you have any patterns on the screen, okay? So it doesn't matter if they're patterns that you scanned in or patterns that were built into the machine. In this case, we already have some patterns already that we're going to use, and they're already sized the way we want them. But you can add them by going back to the home screen and adding your patterns. But we already know how to do that because we just did it. So what we have here are 3 tags. Okay, I'm just going to leave them up there for a minute. Now we're going to use the background scan. This is going to allow us to scan in the whole page of the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. We're not going to cut out the whole page of paper right now, but the concept is this, and I've already cut out a whole page of it. The concept is I cut out the tags from the paper, and I even cut out the snowflakes I'm going to show you from the leftovers of the paper. So I already cut out a sheet of this. Snowflakes, tags, most of them, except only one didn't come out. This one got stuck, not stuck, it slipped. My mat wasn't very sticky and it slipped off my mat. And then I had to pull it out before it was done cutting these 2. But I did cut all of this paper up. We're only going to cut 3 tags so you get the concept. So here's the concept is, I can now, because I've background scanned, I've scanned in this snowman, I can now put these tags wherever I want them. It's kind of hard to see. There's a setting you can change. You can make the background lighter right now. So we will do that. After you've background scanned, you've scanned in your background, it's a reference is what it is. It's a reference so that we can cut the tags exactly the way we want them, and we want to put that shape over the top of the snowman. So here's what I mean. You're going to make the background lighter. So go to the little wrench, turn it background lighter. Okay, now we can see these 3 tags and we can put them where we want them. So let's just I like to use these 3 just for this lesson. You can cut them the whole page of tags except for the ones too close to the edge. And the ones too close to the top, I will warn you, they did get cut off a slight bit because I put my tag a little too close to the top, but it looks like it's supposed to be like that. But then I had to move the little hole into the hat, and I didn't want to do that. I like it when the hole is not touching the hat. So I recommend to move your paper way down. Don't put the top row close to the mat. But start out, if you're just practicing this technique of background scanning and making tags using your cute pattern paper this season, start by just using the second row of snowmen, because the second row is really easy to use and the first row is really tricky for me. So here's what I'm doing. I took my shortest one. I think I should have done this one, sorry. Should go like that. So I hope you know what I just did. So what I did is I think this is my shortest one. Let's just edit it and check. I can't remember now, I've moved them around so much. We're gonna edit and see, that was 2.60. The first one is my shortest one. Okay, where are my tags? That's correct. So my shortest one is on the green snowman, so that's fine. I was just checking that was my shortest one. It really doesn't matter because they're pretty close in size, but let's put that there. And I'm gonna zoom in to really show you this. I like to give my viewers a good view, and I can zoom in even more, but first I'm just sort of putting them where I want them, and maybe I'm gonna move this over a little bit. But I'll zoom in and show you. I don't wanna make sure they're not overlapping and that they're really where I want them. So we could still move them in here with our stylus after it's zoomed in. Okay. I like to nudge. These are little nudge tools, meaning you're moving 1 pixel at a time. Try not to get the hole to go in the snowman's head. And again, you might not be using snowmen. You might be in another country where we don't even have Stampin' Up. So you might be using something else, but you can background scan your cute papers and cut out cute tags around whatever you want to cut out. Okay, so what I'm showing you is applicable to anything. So there we go. Now we're gonna say okay. Say okay again. And we'll say okay, and we'll go ahead and, it just makes you say okay like a ridiculous amount of times. But get all the way to the point where you have to select cut and just cut. I mean, it asks you to say okay so many times. Less times on the earlier models, I believe, than this model here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next, just so you know, I'm gonna take the leftover scraps, I mean not the leftover scraps, I'm just gonna take the parts I didn't cut into, and we're gonna make snowflakes using our Scan and Cut. So we've cut out 3 tags right there. So let's go back, and I'm just gonna pull those off the mat, just so you can see. This is what we just cut out. Hear that sticky sound? My mat's sticky. See? I'm pulling these right off the mat. How cute are these tags that we just made? So now you've made red glimmery tags and you made snowman tags. Okay, now we're gonna make some snowflakes to put on our tags. So let's do this. We can't cut this exact area again. We can move those to another area, but let's first add. Let's add, and let's go back to pattern. We wanna add a pattern. The pattern we wanna add is the snowflake. You're going back to this little clip art one, the pre-installed patterns on your machine, and you're going to select the first one. And the snowflake I like to use a lot, as you know, those of you who watch my channel, you know I like to use this first snowflake because it's very detailed. And I think I made it like 1.15 inch or something. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't let me do it right there because it's too close to the edge. Sometimes if it doesn't let you reset the image while you're trying to put it on the mat, it's because it's too close to the edge. But later you can resize it to the way you want it. So let's make a snowflake right about there. Let's edit it to be 1.15. And the reason I did that size is because I wanted to make sure that I can still fit the tags next to it on either side. So that was a good size in my opinion. And then what you can do, after you can add a bunch of snowflakes, a bunch more tags, copy and paste, not copy and paste, it's called duplicating. So you can, if you want to make more of these right now, I just cut out a few at a time and cut out a whole sheet. It's very therapeutic for me to use the Scan and Cut. I love using it. I don't mind going a little slow. I was thinking, like I could have just made a bunch of these each size. I could have went right here and said number 2, 3, 4. But I only have a couple sheets of this to cut out, so I'm okay. I just felt like I move them around, cut some more. Sometimes my mat slips, sometimes my paper slips, and I just don't mind doing it. And also I didn't want to cut the edges, and I have so many other purposes for my scraps. So many other things I can do with these scraps that I'm not really worried about using up the whole sheet of this paper right now. I'm just showing you that you can reuse your template. And if you want to just make a whole sheet of these tags, if you have like 10 sheets of this paper, in fact, let me zoom in and make sure that I'm not overlapping. If you have about 10 sheets of this paper and you want to make a lot of tags, then you could really save this template to your machine, which I've shown on my channel and my courses many times. And you could just save the template, use it again, and cut out the tags in the same spot over and over again. But I'm just cutting out, I cut out one sheet already, and this is all I'm going to do after that, because then I have way more enough Christmas tags than I need for my little gifty bags. I have lots of little goodie bags I'm giving out. That's what I'm up to. I'm up to like making the little final touches on my goodie bags, like the candy bags. That's the stage I'm up to, and I think these are cute on there. And I'll show you what it looks like when you tie it together. All right, so there's a snowflake. There's our 3 tags that I've moved. I'm cutting them in a different area, and I'm going to say cut. I don't have to cut out 3 more tags. My crafty friends already know how to do that. But you know what? I like to just, while I'm cutting out the snowflake anyway, cutting out the tags. So, what's coming up next? Let's get ready for that part. So, you want to follow along with the next part? You go get some washi tape. I know you have washi tape in your stash, and a piece of white paper, like Whisper White cardstock. So that's what's coming up, something really fun. And I can peel these off the mat and show you how to unload. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unload this mat. Okay, so we're done with this. I'm going to zoom back out, or actually I'll tilt my camera. I'm unloading. So here's where we are. We have, oh, the machine is heavy. We're going to peel, so I already peeled those off before I cut these. Okay, we're going to do little tags. Okay, we have some tags. We have a snowflake. We have a little snowflake. Save these little balls, by the way, the insides of your tags, because they're good for snow. Let's get the snowflake off the mat, and be careful with it because it is designer series paper. It's not cardstock, so use your little spatula for that so it doesn't rip. So here's my little snowflake. So we're going to embellish. We're not going to embellish, just you get the idea. This is how you embellish your tags. Okay, so that was the first tag we made. The first idea was use a white background on your tag, cute glimmer paper, embellish it with a snowflake, and you're good to go. The second type of tag we made, you're going to make little snowmen out of your designer series paper or whatever pattern paper you have. The backs of those might be dark, but that's why I'll show you how I would tie those together. You know, at the end of this video, I would tie them all together where you could put that, where you could write on that piece and tie these together on the little tag. Okay, so that's your two types of tags. The third type of tag I'm calling my Washi Tape tag. So I got to clear my mat off with getting this designer series paper off my mat. Okay, put these somewhere. I got to get all these little balls off these little, I'm going to call them my little snowballs because I can make little snowballs out of those. And I need to make some room and tilt my camera so you can really see what's going on here. All right, I've been using this technique for many years. I haven't shown it with the Scan and Cut yet, so I know for sure this is not on my channel. Although it might be on my channel, it's not in relation to the Scan and Cut. You take a piece of white paper, okay? You take a piece of white paper, it doesn't matter what kind, just whisper white paper or whatever kind of white cardstock, but make it like about 100 pounds or grams or GSM, whatever that's called. Make it like, you know, cardstock, light cardstock weight. Don't make it like really flimsy paper. So, but you need paper that has some, you know, some, not too shiny because it has to have some fibers so your tape sticks. Now, I happen to get this tape at an airport when I was traveling, and I can't find it online except in Japanese stores or something. And I do have a friend visiting me from Japan, so I'm gonna be like, hey, can you get me some of this tape? Because I should have bought more, it's just so cool. And I didn't really even think of what I was gonna do with it at the time of getting it, but after I got home, I'm like, I'm gonna make some Starbucks gift tags. Okay, so it has 4 different kinds of, you know, Starbucks little sayings. Okay, so we wish you a merry coffee, for example. Okay, so let's rip off a piece. It's washi tape. So you take a piece and you just rip off your tape like you would any washi tape. So my tip right now is go get your washi tape from your stash. And all my crafty friends have washi tape. Okay, put some on the paper like that. And you're gonna take another piece of, here, we wish you a merry coffee. Make it kind of long. We wish you a merry coffee. We wish you a merry coffee. Okay, since they both say we wish you a merry coffee, let's put something between them. We don't want them both saying that right next to each other. So we'll put the words, we'll put this line right between them. Here, we'll put that line. We'll put that there. I'm not even showing you my sample yet, because you know why? I want you to go like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I want you to understand how this happens, like as it's happening, but I don't want to show you my sample. Okay, so let's put Starbucks right there. So we're going to tie together all the concepts we just learned. All right, here we go. We've just put a piece of white cardstock on the mat. We put some washi tape. I happen to have this washi tape. You're all going to ask me where to get it. You can't buy it, or unless you buy it from some Japanese stores. I didn't even get it in Japan. That's the funny part. But that's the only stores find that's showing it online for sale. Because maybe you can get it inside a Starbucks that's not in the airport. If anyone ever finds this tape, let the rest of us know, because I want more of it. All right, what we're doing now is we're loading the mat. Okay, we're loading the mat. Go here. And we can just go now. We're going to just go home. So that means we're going to just go home, meaning home back to the home screen. Okay, we're gonna delete all patterns, yes. Remember though, I did say if you wanted to save your template and all that stuff, you could have saved your template, but we're not saving the template, we're just deleting all patterns. All right, crafty friends, you are ready for something special. We are going to just delete everything, say okay. Now I'm gonna go to pattern. Okay, we're gonna go to pattern and we're gonna get the little tags again. We're gonna go to the second category, go down to our tags, and this time I like to use this tag, and the reason is it was nice and wide. This tag was nice and wide. See, these are narrow, narrow, kind of narrow. This was nice and wide. So I'm using the AR-K003 tag. Say okay. Put it on the mat, okay? Let's first rotate it because the way our Starbucks words are going, I want to rotate it. So we're going to go into the edit and we're going to go object edit, and this is the rotate button, third one over. In the CM models, the rotate is down here somewhere, but you always can rotate your objects. Let's make it 90 degrees to the left. There we go. Now, I hope you're anticipating what I'm going to do. I'm going to background scan. We're going to start. We're doing background scanning again because we want to take this tag and place it over the words. We want to place it over the words. We want to make it the right height so that we can cut a tag, and we want to have a cute little Starbucks in it. Okay, now it looks to me like one of my pieces of tape fell off. Now let me look back there. Ha! Okay, but no problem. I'm just sticking it right back on the mat because it's scanned in, but then it sort of fell off, which happens. But luckily it was right in the back. So here's my tag, and you see how? Okay, let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. You see how like this part? If I just leave the tag the size it is, I'm going to end up with white around the sides. I want this to not have white around the sides. I want it to be inside. So it fits the messages of the tape all fit inside there. Okay, let's go object edit. And the size I chose for this project is, and I'll put it in the description, 2.25. 2.25 high. Okay, 2.25 high. And this makes it so the tape, and we'll still zoom in, let's say okay. The tape now, it's gonna cut inside the tape. Okay, so we want the word Starbucks to show. Hope you can see that. Here, let's make sure, my crafty friends, it's all in focus. Here, I'm going to zoom in some more so you can really see what I'm doing. I am making it so that this word Starbucks and all of these words fit inside the tag. And it does. So I'm going to zoom back out. We don't want to make anyone dizzy. Now we say okay and okay. Now washi tape, the reason I said to use, and we're going to go ahead and say cut, I said use paper with a lot of fibers on it, not too shiny, is because it does get loose, especially in the scan and cut machine. So you want washi tape that's really, it's not that the washi tape isn't sticky, it is not that very sticky, but what I'm saying is it's the paper. The more fibers in your paper, the better the washi tape sticks to your paper, and the easier this technique is. Now you can use the technique I'm showing you right now with die cuts. You could place a bunch of, let's just say okay, and before I remove them, yep, it worked. Remove the mat. Yippee, it worked. I gotta show you now. If you have die cuts, like a big shot machine, and you have metal dies, you could place a bunch of tape onto the paper as well, and then you could run it through a die cut machine, and that's what I've been doing for years. I just recently started using my Scan and Cut for this technique, but not recently, maybe a year ago. But for die cutting, I've been using this technique for many years. Okay, so here we have a Starbucks tag, and now I'll show you what that would look like with on a little gifty. And that's where you have the Starbucks tag. And this is what I'm going to be calling my washi tape tag. And you can write your name, can write a name on the back of it. Okay, so I put it on a gift. Well, I mean, I didn't wrap the gift, but there's the idea of how good this would go with this kind of gift. Okay, so, and of course, this isn't like, you know me, I'm the papered chef. I'm not just going to plunk the gift there with a tag, but I'm just giving you an idea of what you would need a tag this big for. It could go on a gift bag for when you're giving someone K-cups, curry cups, okay? And you could do this in a smaller version. Just take the two words Starbucks and you could put them on, and here's another example, I just put a different kind of Starbucks, a different kind of K-cup in these little boxes. These are just party favor boxes. And I just put a different kind in there just to show you that you could put different tags on this kind of box. And then this is how I wanted to show you how I put the other tags together that I showed you earlier. Okay, so we have learned how to make in this tutorial 3 types of tags. You learned how to make tags using the built-in pattern from your Scan and Cut. You just cut those directly out. They're ready to go. We then embellish them later with snowflakes from this paper. You learned how to use background scanning feature to create tags with your snowman on them. Then you learned how to use washi tape and background scanning again to create very unique tags using your washi tape or whatever tape you have in your craft stash. And then finally, I just wanted to show you how they're put together. I would put these 2 tags together using, this is what's called our curly red ribbon. And I would put this tag, and the reason I'd put this in front is because it has, you can't write on the back. It has, well, you could, but it's already red. In other words, you can't, unless you used a white marker, it'd be hard to write on. And that's how I put that together with curly red ribbon. And it frays, and I put the little snowflake on it, then to from, and I put the little fray, I'd have the little fray part. So that's curly red ribbon. And this one I put more of like a twine. This is a nature twine because it's coffee, and I like to put like sort of natural elements. Okay, so this isn't Stampin' Up! Twine, it's just twine you get at any craft store or wherever. I don't even know where I got the twine. Okay, but those are some examples of what we just did. So thank you all for supporting my channel. I hope you enjoyed this Brother ScanNCut tips and tricks tutorial, and we'll see you next time. This is the Papered Chef. Bye for now.